Hi, I am Kiwi from the band Heart Attack Alley. Heart Attack Alley just got back from a tour. We got back 3 weeks ago. We went to Switzerland and Italy and France and Germany, and while we were over there we recorded our first album at Outside Inside Studios, which is in the north of Italy in Montebelluna. And we also played 19 shows over there, and it was all planned and organised for us by the wonderful people at Voodoo Rhythm, which is Reverend Beatman's label. We met Reverend Beatman when he came to New Zealand last year. I think it was September, and he was playing a tour of New Zealand with Delaney Davidson, who's also on Voodoo Rhythm. Heart Attack Alley got to play support for him at the Lucha Lounge, and then a couple of months later he sent us a Facebook message and said, I want to put your guys' album out, and that was the beginning of our really fun adventures. And so when we went over there we signed the contract, so we're now officially a Voodoo Rhythm band, and he's gonna in September put out our album. He's making I think 2,000 copies of it, and it was all recorded on tape and everything, and yeah, he has basically been an angel sent from heaven for us, because he's just such a great guy, and it's so nice to have a record label that is, you know, he's just not concerned at all with any kind of global domination or climbing to the top of some kind of hierarchy or hill or anything. He just likes art and likes weird merch and likes his weird bands, and you know, we just stayed at his apartment, his flat over there, and yeah, it's all just filled with pictures of records with sexy women on it and all his merch and stuff, and you think how great it is that there are these characters all over the world trying to, you know, make some kind of weird alternative lifestyle for themselves, and he's done such a good job of it, and it's, yeah, I feel very, very fortunate to be part of it in the way that we are. Heart Attack Alley started when my brother Lubin from Vietnam War introduced Crystal and Carl, because Crystal loved playing blues guitar and Carl loved playing blues harmonica. And they met on the stairs of Crystal's old house and would have a jam every week, and I just stuck around long enough until they said, do you want to do some singing? And we started playing shows, and then yeah, since then we've put out a 7-inch record, and been lucky enough we got to support Wanda Jackson and Kitty Daisy and Lewis, and play the Waiheke Blues Festival and around the place, and it's kind of, yeah, we're just a bunch of really emotional weirdos that really love playing shows and love music that makes you feel strongly, I guess is the best way to describe it. Yeah, the album, which is going to come out in New Zealand in the middle of September, we recorded that, as I said, at Outside Inside Studios in Italy, and it was really fun to record. Beatman had a great attitude about it. He gave us 2 pieces of advice. He said, go crazy and don't kill each other. And the first part was easier than the second part, funnily enough. But yeah, we did it. We recorded it, or we were going to record it fully live, but I'd actually lost my voice for the first 2 days of recording. So we did the guitar and harmonica and rhythm sections first, and then I put the vocals on afterwards. And yeah, now we're just left with, we're mixing it at the moment, it's sounding really good. Left with waiting for Beatman's seal of approval and making the artwork. And Voodoo Rhythm have a tradition of, I think, really beautiful album artwork. They've got a really strong aesthetic for the label, so hopefully one of their designers will collaborate with Crystal, who's the guitarist and also a fucking beautiful artist in her own right, so hopefully we'll come up with a killer cover for it. When we made the 7-inch, which Beatman put out when we first arrived in Switzerland, the first thing we had to do was go to the Voodoo Rhythm warehouse, and all the 7-inches were laid out on the table, and we had to stamp and ink them all. It's all do it yourself, and they've got all of the stock lined up, and you can see all the bands, King Khan and Delaney and the Monsters and all of those bands. And yeah, they've got a, yeah, I mean, they outsource a lot of stuff. They don't press it themselves, even though Beatman says he does want to have a record plant one day. But yeah, we're just got straight in there, and they welcomed us, and we got got in and did the work. And we sold quite a few of those CDs, and they're still, I mean, the 7-inch is still available for sale if anybody's interested out there, just email us. But yeah, album will be out soon, God willing. We've got a couple of shows in Auckland. We've got one happening up north at, it's about an hour and a half out of Auckland in a couple of weeks, which will be cool. And then the next big trip will be in October. We're heading back over to Europe, and this time we're going to go to the Netherlands and I think Belgium and France again and the UK, which will be cool. I hear it's really, really hard to get a good show in the UK, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that'll be touring the album, and then after that next year, hopefully we'll go back in April and do sort of Spain and France again and Portugal, I think is the plan. And yeah, if the fates allow, keep going back to Europe as much as humanly possible because the cheese is so good. Thank you for listening to me talk about my band Heart Attack Alley and the fun stuff that we've been doing, and please keep an ear out for our album, which as I say is coming out soon. And if you get the chance to come and see us play, do it, because we don't like playing to no one.